In this video, I'm going to build a Lego skyscraper, but each floor is a different video game. I started by building this pretty basic empty room, but don't worry, it'll be filled up later. And I made sure to have plenty of windows on the outside, so it doesn't just look like a giant tan box. And for this first game, I'm going to build Geometry Dash. And since I'm going to build it, I decided to play the first level just to get some inspiration on what to build. Okay, let's just start building. And I'm going to fill in these giant gaps in the walls with a different shade of blue so it matches the background of the actual Geometry Dash game. And then I made the floor nice and smooth using a bunch of these black and blue tiles. And now right here I'm going to add some of these spikes and blocks that you actually see in the game. And these spikes look really painful to step on. And now that the rest of this is finally built, I left this one stud right here so we get to attach the actual character from the game. And now it's time to add the cubic character himself. But there's one huge problem. I still have to build him. So I started by adding a bunch of yellow and blue tires to create the face that you see in the video game, and then I used these black tires for the outline of the character. And now that he's all built, we can add him to the build. But he won't just stay there floating by himself, so I had to slap this stand on him to make sure he stays floating. But of course, the stand just wouldn't stay together no matter how much I begged and pleaded. So finally I just gave him a tried a different stand using this rotating piece and a couple of those small pieces to keep him floating. And of course this stand worked perfectly on the first try. And I think this looks really good compared to the actual video game. Especially with all the obstacles I was able to add. And the outside of this looks pretty terrible, but that's okay because the inside looks cool and that's all that matters. And if you want to cheat, you can look through the window on the side to see how to beat the first level. And now that the first floor is done, we can cheat by going into creative mode and using commands to make the next floor. And right now it's super basic and boring like the first one was. So I'm gonna build the best video game ever. Minecraft. And since I'm basically a Minecraft pro, I decided to go in Minecraft and see what kind of house I could build in under 5 minutes. And this is what I made. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm not the best at making Minecraft houses. Okay, yeah, let's just get back to the Lego build. I started by placing a bunch of dirt like a total noob.
1 hour later.
But eventually the grass grew so I can start making some stuff. And I'm going to start by adding this blue sky to the background so we don't have to look at these ugly tan walls any longer. And I even added these windows in the backdrop to remind you how high up you are. But right now this looks about as exciting as a math test, so I decided to add a house for Steve to live in. But unfortunately I had to make it flat so it would stay inside the skyscraper and not stick out at all. And now I can take all Steve's diamonds to help pay for this highly expensive house. And now all he has left is this gold armor, so hopefully that'll save him from the mobs. And there was a lot of them. Anyways, let's add a tree to both sides of the build to fill out this empty area. And now all that's left to do is add this roof that I'd make really flat so the next story would stick on top of this one. And I made sure to tile off the rest of the top. And let's add this leftover zombie underneath this tree so it doesn't catch on fire. There we go. And let's add a pig on the opposite side. And finally, Steve and Alex. And now that the Minecraft build is done, we can add it to the top of the skyscraper. And wow, this definitely looks better than the empty room that was here before. And the outside looks just as ugly as the dirt house, but let's ignore that. And now that the build is done for this video, I can't wait to add more stories to it. So which game should I build next? Oh, and you can even put this build sideways and it still looks really cool. Thanks for watching.